Hello everyone, myself Ashish Desai, Assistant Professor, Mechanical Department. Today we are going to discuss here unit number 4, Fluid Dynamics. So in that lecture we will discuss regarding the construction, principle, working of venturimeter and its numericals. So first of all, we'll look at the practical application of Bernoulli's theorem. So in last lecture we know that the Bernoulli's theorem. So already we discussed this Bernoulli's theorem. So according to that, there are different applications. So first is a venturimeter, second is a orifice meter, third is a pitot tube. In first session we will discuss regarding the venturimeter. So as we know that the principle of venturimeter is it is based on by reducing the area of cross section. So this is the pipe and here we are reducing the cross sectional area, we get the pressure difference. So suppose this is a pipe and here we have to reduce the cross sectional area and here we can measure the pressure difference. So we'll create the pressure difference because of variation in the areas. So that will give the estimation of discharge. So this is the principle behind the venturimeter. So basically the venturimeter is used for measuring the discharge of flow, and this is the implementing for the different applications. So whenever we require the discharge, so we can measure with the help of venturimeter. So this is the principle behind this. Again I repeat this: reducing the cross sectional area of flow, we get the pressure difference. Suppose this is a pipe and you are reducing the area, so we get the pressure difference, and that measurement will creates the estimation of discharge through a pipe. So this is the phenomena. So here increasing the fluid speed and results as in the internal pressure. So this is the principle behind the venturimeter. Now we move for the construction of venturimeter. So as we know that there are the construction behind the venturimeter is the reducing the area of cross section. So this is the cross sectional area and here we are reduced this area into the sections, that is the three parts we are considering here. So converging part, then shortened part, that is called as throat. So this is the converging section, okay, and this is called as converging cone. So this is about 50 to 20 degrees, it is included angle, and this throat. So throat is the, you can say that it is short cylindrical throat, and here this is a divergent cone. So divergent cone is about 5 to 7 degree. So this is including angle. And regarding the converging cone is accelerate the flow and create the pressure difference between the inlet and the pipe. Okay, so this is the converging section and this is the throat section. So angle of converging cone is, we know that 14 to 50 or 20 or 15 to 20. So this is the about the converging cone. So this is the regarding the construction. So as you know that the already mentioned here, the this device is used for measuring the flow. Okay, so here the principle is Bernoulli's theorem. So here the pipe is there and we reduce the area of cross section. So this is the throat section. So here we measure the pressure difference. So this is point number 1 and point number 2. So here high pressure is there and here 2 point is there, that is low pressure. So whenever high area is measured, so here is your area is maximum, area is less. So whenever the less area is there, we get the low pressure and here high velocity. But in that point, low velocity and high pressure. So here I consider the two tab and here we measure the pressure difference. Okay, so this is the conversion section and this is about throat section. So conversion section is about including angles 14 to 20 degree, and throat, that is throat is in the diameter is 0.4 to 0.7. That means if you pi that is your diameter of this pipe is 0.4 times less than this throat. That's why you can write it as a ratio of that. Small d is considered as for throat and capital D for is the pipe diameter, which is ratio between 4 and 4 to 0.7. So this is I mentioned here diameter of pipeline, and this throat diameter, it is depend on this point factor. Okay, so this is regarding the throat section. Now we go for this is divergent section. So this function of divergent cone is reduce the velocity. So because of this area reduction, area will be increases, sorry, velocity is increases. So this reducing by this divergent cone, and it's provide the original pressure as well as its extent of velocity. So that is why divergent section is made over here. actual divergence section is made for about that is 5 to 7 degree angle. So this is included angle. So this is the construction of venturimeter. So always remember that this included angle for conversion is 15 to 20, throat is 0.4 than your diameter of pipe, and 5 to 7 degree for diverging cone. So this diverging cone is the function which is increase the pressure and reducing the velocity. So this is the main function beyond the diverging cone. So this is why the get the actual results. So this is a venturimeter. So in next point we'll discuss regarding the types of venturimeter. So here the venturi has named after the 18th century Italian engineer, that is Venturi. And here the types of venturimeter is there. Horizontal venturi, so this is called as horizontal venturi. So that means pipe is in horizontal manner, that is called as horizontal venturimeter. Vertical venturimeter means actually pipe is in vertical manner, that's why we attach this that arrangement, that is venturi arrangement, that is called as vertical venturimeters. Now we know for that is the inclined venturimeter. So here inclination is there, that time you can use the inclined venturimeter. So this point is 1 and 2. Here we can attach the that manometer, and we have to measure the pressure difference and get the discharge. So main function of venturimeter is to measure the discharge, or can say rate of flow. So there are three types: horizontal, vertical, and inclined. Now we move for the applications of venturimeter. So this is used for high pressure required recovery, and then measure the flow rate of water, gases, suspended soils, slurries, and dirty liquids. So can measure easily the help of venturi, and measure high flow rates in pipes having diameters in few meters. So this is the major applications regarding the venturimeter. As we know that the merits and demerits of venturimeter is, so merits is the recovery of when the pressure is near original value, and minimum loss is there in case of venturimeter. And in case of demerits, you can say disadvantages: it is high cost and it occupies more space than other devices, that is orifice meter. Okay, so this is the beneficial of venturimeter. Now we move for the derivation of venturimeter. That means we can formalizing for theoretical discharge. That means we can measure the theoretical discharge value, and then we compare with the actual discharge. So that is the finding for the derivation. So as we know that the venturimeter is having three sections. So this is your inlet section, throat section, and outlet section. So here inlet section we call it as a that pipe section, or you can say here from that end it called as a converging section, and this is the throat, and this is a divergent section. So here we consider the diagram, and here the flowing is liquid, that is water. So this is diameter d1, and this difference, so here we attach the pressure tabs, as or you can say manometer, and here we can attach, or you can say piezometer is there. So one end is to the pipe and one is the atmosphere, so you can directly attach over here, and we measure the pressure difference, that is point as a h. So here we consider the light d1, that is diameter at section 1, p1 that is pressure at 1, v1 is a velocity, and small a, that is small a is for area at section 1. So this is pi by 4 d square, that is area. So here we can calculate the area with the help of this formula, that is pi by 4 d1 square. So if you know the area, then you get the all the terminologies. So we know that the d2, p2, v2, and a2, that is diameter at section 2. v2 p2 is the, that is actually regarding the values of throats. Okay, d2 is regarding diameter of throat, then p2 is also pressure at point number throat, then v2 is also velocity at point 2, that is means throat, a2 means area of cross section at point 2, that means throat. So point 1 we can say point 1 we can say that inlet section, and point 2 we can call it the throat section. So here we apply the Bernoulli's theorem. So actually we discuss here regarding the formulation, or can say derivation. So that's why we apply the Bernoulli's theorem for section 1 and 2. And in section 1 we know that the actually for Bernoulli's theorem, that is p by rho g plus v1 square rho g plus z. So we apply for section 1, then we can apply for section 2, that is p2 rho g v2 square by 2g plus 2g plus z2. So here rho is constant because water is flowing, that's why rho is constant. So that's why rho 1 rho 2 is not written, only we can say rho. G is a constant value, that's why I can write G as it is. So here also G is as it is. Okay. So we are applying the Bernoulli's theorem for section 1 and 2. So section 1 is known that is inlet section. Section 2 is known that throat section. So after implementation of section 1 and section 2, we get that Z1 and Z2. Z1 Z2 means that horizontal distances is same because pipe is horizontal. Actually, pipe is horizontal means this section is a line on a center line that should be same. That's why I can say it Z1 is equal to Z2. So that's why Z1 Z2 get cancelled out. So that relation becomes P1 by rho g plus V1 square by 2g is equal to P2 by rho g plus V2 square by 2g. And then we can write again this relation, that is P1 by rho g. So this is previous relation, we write it as same. So only you remember that Z1 and Z2 because of the pipe is horizontal. Now we shift this P1 by rho g and minus P2 by rho g. So you can collective in one side and V1 square and V2 square we can collect on another side. So after solution we know that P1 by P2, V1 minus P2 by rho g is a difference between the pressure heads, that is section 1 and 2. So this section 1 and 2 we can call it as a H. Okay, so that's called as H because here this H is nothing but P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, that is called as H. So this H we can put up directly over here. So instead of this value, whole value we can consider as H. Okay, that is head, that is called as a pressure head. Okay, so I write is a H and V1 V2 square, that is as it is. So here instead of P1 minus P2 rho g we can write as H. Okay, and this is equation number 1. After the equation 1 I can this written as it is. Okay, equation 1, and this is the diagram. So as we know that the A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2 because of continued equation. So apply for continued equation. After that V1 is equal to A2 V2 upon A1. Only we shifted the A1 at the denominator side. So that's why relation becomes V1 is equal to A2 V2 upon A1. So this is the continued equation. So we can put V1 into this point. So after that putting this value of V1 in terms of this A2 V2 upon A1. So after putting this value V1, A2 V2 upon A1 bracket square. So only that much change is there. So after that we can common add as V2 square by 2g. So V2 square by 2g common, and that's why only remain only 1 minus. So A2 upon A1 bracket square as it is, 2g outside. So that's why common we can take V2 square by 2g, 1 minus A2 square by A1 square. That is the remaining value. So only we have to common that value, that is V2 square by 2g. That's why we write 1, and if from that case 1 V2 square by 2g is common. So that's why A2 A1 square is only remain, because 2g we can take outside of this bracket. So this is the value of H. Now this H will get to GH. So okay, so we shifted for V2 square. So I want V2 value, so that's why V2 square we can take as it is. Then 2GH, and this A1 square is at denominator, we can take numerator, and A1 square minus A2 square is at numerator, we can take denominator. So this way V2 is the value. So here we can take a square root of this. So value is becomes V2 is equal to square root of 2GH A1 square minus A1 square divided by A1 square minus A2 square. So this is the value. So next value we know that we can separate out this through 2GH. A1 square is there, so that's why A1 square only we can write A1, and this is in a minus A1 square minus A2 square. That's why I can take square root on that side. So after that Q1 U1, that's value you can keep as it is. So this value I can keep as it is. Okay, as we know that Q theoretical is equal to A2 V2. So this is theoretical discharge we have calculated here. So I will write Q theoretical is here. A2 we can take as it is, and V2 value is we know that. Okay, so after putting this value A2 as it is, and this V2 instead of V2 we can write A1 upon square root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2GH. So A1 A2 A1 square A2 square minus A2 square, then root 2GH. So this is about Q theoretical. So this is the theoretical discharge. So this is equation number 2, and this equation 2 is given as a theoretical discharge. So as we know that for coefficient discharge, so as we know that coefficient of discharge is equal to Q actual upon Q theoretical. So Q actual we can take as it is because this is actual discharge, and Q theoretical we can take on that side. So that are denominator. So after putting this value, we get the like this formulation. After that, we can the Q actual is equal to CD into this value. So if you require Q actual, we can put the value of CD, A1, A2, and H. So directly we get the value of Q actual. This is called as actual discharge. So here the coefficient of discharge, that is CD, is nothing but Q actual upon Q theoretical. So this is the coefficient of discharge. Actually, the in Venturimeter, the value is less than 1. That means that CD is always, remember that it is 0.96 for, or you can say 0.98. So coefficient of discharge for Venturi is 0.96 to 0.98, which is less than 1. Okay. So this value H, so H is called as potential head, or you can say pressure difference between two heads. Okay. So this H we can calculate by, there are two methods. So if you in case 1 we can attach the differential manometer containing the liquid which is heavier than the flowing liquid. So flowing liquid means pipe liquid means flow of water is there in case of pipe, and heavier is required for manometer kilo. So that's why differential manometer. So that time that equation becomes H is equal to, so how to calculate H in that case, x upon x into sh upon s naught minus 1. So this is regarding the H value. So this H is nothing but that head difference, then x is the difference of heavier liquid between the tube, sh is the specific radius of heavier fluid, specific radius of lighter liquid minus 1. So this is regarding the whenever the containing of liquid in a heavier, so manometer contain heavier liquid, that time you can use this relation. Otherwise we go for second case. So if it is so that manometer contain lighter liquid, then we go for case number 2, and that relation is H is equal to x 1 minus, so here change is there, 1 minus SL upon S naught. SL is specific radius of lighter liquid, specific S naught is specific radius of flowing fluid. So this is the regarding the case 1 and case 2. Okay, so this is the difference x between the lighter liquid columns. So here we can take the difference, x means difference only if you change the manometer liquid. So manometer liquid is in a that manometer liquid is heavier, so we can take this relation. Manometer liquid is lighter than flowing liquid, then you can use Sember case number 2. So this is the differential U2 manometer with containing of liquids. Now we will discuss regarding the numericals on venturimeter. So as we know that venturimeter is used for measuring the rate of flow. So this is a formulation. So already we discussed regarding the CD. CD is nothing but coefficient of discharge is equal to Q actual upon Q theoretical. So as you know that Q actual is equal to actual discharge, Q theoretical is equal to theoretical discharge, and CD is the coefficient of discharge. So here theoretical discharge, when again one formula is there, Q theoretical is equal to A1 A2 square root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2GH. So here A1 is equal to area of pipe, A2 is equal to area of throat, okay, and H is the pressure difference between H, and this G is 9.1. So this is theoretical discharge. Then actual discharge, that is Q actual, is equal to, so only we put the Q theoretical value on that side, okay, we get the value of Q actual. So this is the actual discharge. So these relations we will use for the solve problems. So first problem is the venturimeter with inlet and outlet, that's all you can say, sorry, inlet and throat diameter is 30 centimeter and 50 centimeter respectively, is used to measure the flow of water. The reading of differential manometer connected to the inlet and the throat is 20 centimeter of mercury, and determine the rate of flow. Take CD is equal to 0.98. So here we know that the two diameters, because inlet diameter is 30 and throat diameter is 15 centimeter, and the reading between the differential manometer. So differential manometer means it given as a x, because 20 centimeter is there, so we can get the deflections values, that is x, okay, and then take the CD. So I write here d1 is 30 centimeter, d2 that is diameter of throat, uh, diameter pipe is 30 centimeter, diameter of throat is 15 centimeter, then reading of differential, that is x. So I write here x is equal to 20 centimeter, and CD value is 0.98. So that much value is given to you. Now we know that the relation between this, for that, first of all, we calculate the area. That's why A1 is equal to pi over 4 D1 square. So after putting the value of D1 into in terms of that 30, so we get the value of A1 is 706.85 centimeter square. So this is the value of A1. Similarly, we can calculate for area of throat. So if you know that A2 pi by 4 D2 square, so put the value of 15 as it is, and then we get the value of A2, that is 176.7 centimeters square. So after calculating the A1 A2, we can put the value of A1 A2 into the that venturimeter formula. That is the formula is useful for the finding the discharge, that is Q actual. So here we calculate the Q actual, because here only they mention that rate of flow. So determine the rate of flow means actual discharge we can calculate here. So that's why formula is Q actual is equal to CD. CD is known to you. A1 we can calculate here, calculated already. A1 A2. So put there of A1 A2 CD and H. So H is unknown, right? So actually H is unknown, but we calculate H is from this formula, that is H is equal to X into S upon S naught minus 1, because here it is clearly mentioned that the 20 centimeter of mercury. So mercury is in a manometer and water is flowing. That means mercury is heavier. So heavier is in a manometer. So that's why we can relation with that H is equal to X S naught upon S naught minus 1. So I write here, then put the value of 20 over here. SH means specific rate of heavy liquid, that is 13.6. Specific rate of water is 1. So water and mercury, and X is already known to you, that is 20. So X is put the 20 here, SH is 13.6, S naught is 1. So after calculation we get the value of H, and then we put the value of CD, A1, A2 and H, we get the value of Q. Okay, so this is the value for, first of all we know that A1, so I calculated that, copied from this A1, A2 and H, A1, A2 and H, and already given that CD, that is 0.98, so 0.98. So we use the formula, that is discharge through the pipe, or can say venturimeter is given by, that is Q actual. So already we mentioned that determine the rate of flow. So here only mention the rate of flow, mean that means it can calculate a Q actual. Okay, so Q actual we can calculate the formula, and putting the value is the CD is 0.98, A1 is 706.85, A2 is 176.7, and we can put the value in terms of A1 A2 directly, and root 2 GH is there, so 2 into 9.81, H is 252. So after calculation we get the value of 125,756 centimeter cube per second. So this is regarding the Q actual value. So we can easily calculate the value of that Q actual. Okay, this is the formulation. Now we move for the second problem. So in that problem, that oil is given to you. So in previous lecture or previous problem, water is there. So in case of that, oil is given, that is specific rate is 0.8 and is flowing through venturimeter. So flowing through venturimeter means it is flowing from water, pipe. So instead of water we can consider the oil, and having inlet diameter is 20. So inlet diameter is 20, throat is 10. So D1 and D2 is given to you. Then the oil mercury differential matter shows that the reading of 25 centimeter. So reading is showing that 25 centimeter. Calculate the discharge of oil through the horizontal venturimeter. Take CD is equal to 0.98. So as we know that, calculate the discharge of oil. So here also Q actual is required over here. Q actual is question mark. CD is given to you. So first of all we that we can use the formula. So CD is known to you. A1, A2 we calculate from this diameter to only remain the point H, because this value is given as a 0.8, and this difference, that is reading, is given that 25 centimeters. So X is given to you. Okay, so first of all given data, that is S naught is equal to, that is zero point 0.8, then D1 is given to you, that is 20 centimeter, D2 is given to you 10 centimeter, then X is equal to 25, sorry, SH is equal to 13.6, X is equal to 25 centimeter, and calculate the Q. So calculate the Q. Before that we go for H. So H, so 0.8, and zero point 0.8 is flowing. So from pipe, specific rate of oil is flowing, and in a manometer mercury is there. So that means we can use the formula for H. H is before that we calculate the area. A1 is equal to pi for d1 square. Then put the value of d1 here, that is 20. Then calculate the A1. Then go for area of throat. So throat, in case of throat, A2 is equal to pi for d2 square. So you can put the value of 10. Then A2, A1, A2 will get value. Now we go for H. So here we can use this formula because oil is flowing through this pipe and mercury is in a differential manometer. So that's why we can use this formula. So H is equal to X SH upon S naught minus 1. So X, we can put the value of X over here, that is 25. SH is the value of specific gravity of fever, that is 13.6. 0.8 minus 1. So we can put this value 0.8 minus 1, 25 over here. And after that calculation of this, H is equal to 400 centimeter of oil. So this value we can collect it over here, that is A1 into A1 A2, this is A2, H is 400, H is 100, 400, and CD is about 0.98. So now we can use this relation. So this relation, that is the discharge through a venture meter, is given by, so the Q actual is equal to CD A1 A2 square root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2 GH. So this is the basic formula for Q actual. So this is a relation with the coefficient of discharge. Now put the value of CD over here. A1 is the 314.16, A2 is 78.54. So that's why we can put the value of in terms of centimeters. That's why this Q actual is in terms of centimeter cube per second. Okay, so this is about Q actual. Sorry. So this is regarding the Q actual. Now this type of problem we will discuss in next point. This is problem number third. So the problem third is the horizontal venturimeter with inlet diameter 20 centimeter and throat diameter is 10 centimeter is used to measure the flow of oil. Specific at is 0.8. The discharge of oil is through a venturimeter is 60 liter per second, and find the reading of the oil mercury differential manometer. So here X is unknown, that is X is unknown, and discharge of oil, that is Q actually is known to you, that is 60 liter per second. This 20 centimeter is diameter of pipe and diameter of throat is 10 centimeter. Specific radius is 0.8. So here mercury is there. So mercury specific radius is 13.6. Now we use this relation. So Q actually is known to you, CD is known to you, A1, A2 is we can calculate from D1, D2. Only you have to find out H over here. So first of all, we know that D1 20 centimeter, T2 10 centimeter, Q is equal to 60 liters per second. So convert into centimeter cube per second. So multiplication with 1000, and CD is known to you, that is 0.98. As you know that the relation for the H is equal to X upon S naught minus 1, because mercury is in a manometer and oil is flowing through this pipe. That's why we can take this relation. Now we calculate the A1, A2. So A1 is from pi r 4 D1 square. So pi r 4 in 20 square. We calculate the A1 here. A2 pi r 4 D2 square, that is D2 is 10 square. So after calculation of this value, A2 will get the value. Now we put up the value in terms of A1, A2 and CD and Q. So Q is known to you, that is 60 into 1000. 60 into 1000, that CD value is 0.98, then 314.16, then A2, then H2 in 9.0. So like this we can calculate this here, and then we get the value of H. Actually this CD is 0.98. So here you can write 0.98 instead of this 9.8. 0.98 is required. So root H, then 3 after solution we get the value of H. So this is the value of H. So this H value we can put over here. S naught is already given to you, that is value of 0.8. SH is 13.6, right? So H is equal to this one. Now we read the relation H equal to X minus 1. So H you can put over here. X is unknown, SH is 13.6, S naught is 0.8 because oil is flowing through this pipe. 0.8 is at the denominator side, and numerator side specific rate of heavy liquid, that is 13.6. So we can put the value of this and then we get the value of X. So X is this one value, that is 18.12 centimeter. So this is the regarding the x value. Actually this we can put the values regarding the CD and all these things, and this relation is used because oil and mercury is there, so this is the relation and we find out the x. Now next problem, that is the problem number 4, that is 30 centimeter into 50 centimeter of inch there, and it is vertically in pipe. So this is vertically in pipe and carrying oil of specific gravity zero point 0.9. So 0.9 specific gravity is there and this is flowing from this pipe, and the difference in elevation of throat section and entrance section of inch is 30 centimeter. So difference is in the between this 13 centimeter, okay, then difference of elevations actually. And the manometer shape shows, so this is a manometer actually, this is a manometer shows a gauge deflection of 25 centimeter. And here we calculate the discharge of oil and pressure difference between entrance section and throat section. That means P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g is question mark. Take the coefficient of discharge is 0.98, specific gravity is 13.6. So first of all we discuss regarding the given data. So D1 is given to you, that is 30 centimeter, that is diameter of pipe, and D2 is throat diameter, that is 15 centimeter. Then specific gravity is 0.9, okay, and the difference between this elevation, that is P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g, that's Z1 Z2, okay. So that Z1 minus Z2 is equal to, that is 30 centimeter, because this is the elevation Z2 minus Z1 and this elevation is 13 centimeter. And the next given that is U tube differential manometer shows deflection of 25 centimeter. That means x is given to you, and discharge, that is specific gravity of the 13.6, because mercury is there, and we calculate this first of all area A1, then A2, and this value A1 A2 will get the value of this. Then differential water H. How to calculate H actually? H is equal to x upon s naught minus 1, sh upon s naught minus 1. So sh means actually specific gravity of that liquid, that is actually we calculate the 13.6 mine, that flowing fluid is 0.9, because it's not is 0.9, we can put this here. Specific gravity of mercury 13.6, x is 25, and after calculation we get the value of h. Now we move for the discharge of oil, that is q. So here already we calculated the A1 A2 h and cd. So h is 352.77, A1 is 706.85, and A2 is 176.7. So this value will get the value from Q actual. So actually formula is Q actual is equal to CD A1 A2 square root of A1 square minus A2 square into root 2 GH. So CD is 0.98, then A1 we can put here, A2 is put can here, then H is also we put, then we get the value of Q. Okay, so Q is equal to that much value, that is 148,790.5 centimeter cube per second. Now we require that second point, that is pressure difference between entrance section and throat section. So actually here we get the required value is this much, that is P1 by rho g plus Z1 minus P2 by rho g plus Z2 is equal to H. So this value we require, that means P1 minus P2 is required 1, P1 minus P2 by rho g is the required 1 plus Z1 Z2. So Z1 and Z2, this is about different heights. So Z1 minus Z2 already we know that is 30 centimeter. So we can put, that is instead of Z1 minus Z2 we can write Z2 minus Z1, that's why we can write minus 30 over here. So after solution we get the P1 minus P2 by rho g, that value. So that value gives a pressure difference between entrance and throat section, that is P1 by rho g minus P2 by rho g. So this is regarding the that differentiation. So this value will get the P1 minus P2, rho g can transfer over there. Then we get the rho is the density of oil, so required there density of oil, and g is 9.81. So we know that specific rate of oil is there, because here the water, instead of water we can just say that here in problem this oil is flowing, so that's why we can consider as oil, and that's why you can put the value of oil and specific gravity, then 0.9 into 1000, then 900. So we can put 900 as it is, g 9.81, and then P1 minus P2 is 33,795 Newton per meter square. So this is about all the problems regarding the venturimeter. So in that chapter we discuss already these points. Okay, so this is the first construction details and about principle. Then we discuss regarding the derivations and the numericals. So in next lecture we will discuss regarding the orifice meter. Thank you.